following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for a basketball matchup here on WCMP Cool Country. Tip-off will begin shortly. We'll head to the court now for the pregame.
Well, not quite 100.9 FM Cool Country. We're on 95.5 FM instead. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, bringing you all the action from tonight's boys basketball matchup here on nice 95.5 KBEK, where we will see the Royalton Royals taking on the homestanding Mora Mustangs. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, as I mentioned, and this high school boys basketball game here tonight on a Monday night should be a good one. It is Section 6AA action here inside the Mora High School gymnasium between the Mora Mustangs and the Royalton Royals. As we take a look at Section 6AA, it's a big one. They've got about 16 teams in this section, and Royalton sits at that number 13 spot. Now, again, this section doesn't matter if you're number 1 or if you're number 16, any one of these teams could beat you, especially since we know this section can get an 18 to a 21 team who won't be in the top 3 at the end of the season. That could happen. We have seen it before. I think Pine City just a couple years ago was a 20-win team, or I think it was 18 or 20, and they came into the playoffs, and I think they were a 7 seed or maybe an 8 seed, something like that. It was insane when you looked at it, and it was like, what? How in the world are they so low? Well, it's just because this section is so heavy. It is just a little bit ridiculous. But as we take a look at the section here this evening, as I mentioned, the Royalton Royals are in that 13th spot in the section, while Mora has jumped all the way up into second, trailing only the one team they lost to this year, Albany. Albany has lost 1. They're 10-1 on the season, while Mora is 12-1. But Albany, the key thing there is 4-0 in section play, while Mora is 3-1. We get a lot of conference clashes in this section as well. Mora plays Albany, who is in their section. St. Cloud Cathedral, who is in their section. And then we keep going, Malacca in their section. Foley, you guessed it, in their section. So they play quite a few teams who are in their section, or in their conference in the section. So it's not like they're unfamiliar with any of these opponents. Same with kind of Pine City, Rush City. They play each other. They're in the same conference. That's kind of it for the Great River Conference, because Bram and the rest are in single A and or 7AA with Hinckley Finlayson. But it should be a good one here tonight between these two teams. And again, 12-1 for Mora, 10-1 for Albany, who sits on the top. Mora, they were the highest scoring team in this section, but they have since been jumped in that by Albany with 75 points per game, Mora at 73. They're also pretty much tied with Rush City, who scores 73 points per game. But Mora allows the fewest points in the section, only giving up 44 points per game. That is the best point margin. That is 29 points. The margin between their scoring and their letting up. So as I just quick glance at the closest, it might just be Albany, who has 23-point differential. Yeah, they're tied with Rush City with 23-point differential for the good. So this Mora team is special. We know that they can score a ton of points, but we also know that they can kind of hold you down to about that 30-point mark. I see. Last week they played, oh my goodness, who did they play? They were playing here again against a section opponent, and for the life of me, I can't remember. We'll continue on, and I'll get back to that thought in just a moment as we look at the Royalton Royals, who are 2-2 in the section, 5-7 overall on the season. And as we take a look at their schedule, they won their first game against Long Prairie Grey Eagle, lost the next 2 against Malacca and Piers. In fact, they lost another one against Little Falls. Then they won again, this time over Foley, but then they lost 2 straight against Painesville and Osakis. But then they went on a nice 3-game win streak over Holdingford, Atwater, Cosmos, Grove City, and Uppsala. But after that, they have been on a 2-game losing streak against Staples Motley and Belgrade Bruton El Rosa. And as we take a look at their losses, other than their first couple, they've struggled to kind of get that 60-point mark in their losses. They've reached it, looks like only twice in those losses they've been able to reach that 60-point mark. Other than that, 5 out of their 7 losses, they have failed to reach that 60-point mark. And we know Mora is so good at holding teams under not just the 60-point mark, not just the 50-point mark, under that 40-point mark. This Mora team is so good at doing so. For Mora, I think one of the bigger things here tonight is just focus on your defense. Just focus on playing your game, because one of the things this Mora team does so well is they are so balanced offensively and defensively. I've mentioned it before. They just know how to do both things so well that it's hard to beat them unless you're scoring a ton of points. And even then, they know how to keep up scoring those points, so it's very tough to beat them in Royalton. It's going to have their work cut out for them here this evening. Now, one thing to mention is they are 3-1 on the road, so not a bad road record here for the Royalton Royals. They are battle-tested on the road, so maybe they're not so shy about coming into someone else's territory and grabbing a win. So, for Mora, obviously you have to be careful of letting up too much in a game like this. Of course, they won't be this Mora team. I mean, they have no give, no let up in them. Even when they're up by a bunch and their JV players are in, their JV players say, no, we don't want you to score. And that's the awesome thing about this team. As we look over at the Mora Mustangs here this evening, they come, as I mentioned, into this game 12-1 on the season, 3-1 in section play. And as we take a look at their schedule, now we see who they played last week, and that was Little Falls, who they beat 68-48, who again was in their in their conference. And that, I kind of said it. If Little Falls is going to get the victory, I think they would need to have scored over 50 points. And now you look at the final and say, well, they were close enough. Well, that 68-48, some of those 48 points were let up late in the game, and it really shouldn't count against the varsity. It really shouldn't count against their score, but it does, obviously, because they held them, I'd say, to about 38 points in that game. And then, the younger guys came in, and I'm not saying the younger guys did bad whatsoever, because actually I was pretty impressed with their JV players and how well they did. They came into a varsity game and had to switch to varsity pace quite quickly, and I thought they did pretty well. But again, this Mora team so very dangerous on both sides of the court, and they look to do that once again here this evening. As we continue to look at their schedule, as I mentioned before, their one loss came before that Christmas break and against Albany, 66-54. They just struggled to kind of continue to get on the board. Free throws were a problem in that one, and we've seen they've struggled a little bit this year from the free throw line, and I'll almost bet that head coach Kurt Grachek, he'll be sitting there and talking to his players like, hey, if we want to continue to have success this season and make it a run in the playoffs, we're going to have to start to make those free throws fall, because one of the bigger things that you see in the playoffs especially is free throws. Free throws can make a huge difference in wins and losses, but they'll continue to correct that throughout the season. But it has been an impressive start so far for this Mora Mustang team, and we look forward to continuing to call games for them this season. Just a couple minutes left before tip-off here in this one. We're going to get a commercial break and hear a word from some of our fine sponsors, and then we'll be set for tip-off here in Mora in this boys basketball game between the Mora Mustangs and the Royalton Royals. We'll be back with more here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getThere. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBEK. Your starting lineups after that beautiful national anthem sung by Molly Holmgren. Starting with your Royalton Royals, the away team, who are head coached by Jeremy Albright. That'll be number 3, Cal Ullman. Number 11, Joseph Akin. Number 25, Ashton Brzezinka. Number 35, Bryson Brzezinka, And then number 51, Jackson Syke. What? Posick? Oh my. This should be fun. Jackson Pysick or Pissick? This should be fun. trying to pronounce that one. It is spelled P-S-Y-C-K. I would think that would be sick, but he said Pysick, I believe. Something like that. I have a hard time hearing over the PA. But those are your starting lineups for the Royalton Royals. On the other side, for the Mora Mustangs, who are head coached by Kurt Grocek, it'll be number 4, Dallas Fix. Number 5, Jonas Smart. Number 12, Gage Brady. Number 15, Max Sampson. And number 23, James Oslin. Just about set for this section matchup to get started between the Mustangs and the Royals of Royalton. Royals wearing their white away uniforms with their maroon numbers outlined in gold. Then the Mora Mustangs with their blue home uniforms and their white numbers and letters. Got the one gray stripe down the side outlined in white on both sides. And here we go. They get kind of a change here to begin the game. Instead of Max Sampson, it is going to be number 21, Maddox Balmer. So Balmer will start in place of Sampson, and now Psych puts it up. It's no good, and rebounded by Bryson Brzezinka, and now taking it in is Akin, and now off on the near side here for Brzezinka. Gives it off to Bryson Brzezinka, now to Ullman. Ullman gives it off on the far side to Akin. Akin, and gets the pass back from Ashton Brzezinka. Now gives it off to Ullman. Ullman looking for a shot. He's guarded well by Fix. Gives it off to Akin. Akin spinning around, gives it back outside to Ullman. Ullman tries to drive inside. That one is on the floor. Going to be a jump ball. Brady almost had the steal, but it's going to be tied up. And it will be a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Mustangs. Now, trying to keep an eye out for Max Sampson. I do not see him out there right now, but we'll wait and see. Again, it is Maddox Balmer in place of Max Sampson. So hopefully Max Sampson's all right and he's not injured in any way. Either way, the Mustangs have it. They're trying to find something open underneath. They got James Oslin. He's going to give it off to Dallas Fix, excuse me. He puts up a shot. His shot is no good, but he puts it back up and in for 2 for the possible 3-point play. So Dallas Fix gets the first basket to fall. That one is going to go against Ashton Brzezinka. His first, team's first. And Fix gets the free throw to fall and makes it 3-0 here for the Mora Mustangs. Taking it up is Akin, and Akin trying to give it off. He does in between a double team to Ashton Brzezinka. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded here by Dallas Fix. He'll give it off to Brady on that far side. Brady now to Oslin. Oslin gets a screen from Fix, drives inside, and then gives it off to Fix, who puts it up and into the basket. Great passing between Fix and Oslin. Fix gave it off to Oslin, and then Oslin kind of stood at the top of the key there just inside the perimeter. And then Fix cut inside, and great pass from Oslin to get him open underneath. Now it's the Royals with it. Ullman gives it back to Bryson Brzezinka. Now off to Akin, and Akin tries to drive in. They're going to get a foul here on Mora. Pretty close to a travel, but just. Gage Brady going to be the guilty Mora Mustang on that one. His first, team's first. 15:39 to go here in the first half. And checking in for the first time tonight is Josh Hegerness and Cole Schwarzbauer. Meanwhile, the Royals get it inbounded to Pysick. I apologize, I'm botching that name right now. I heard it over the PA, but I just couldn't hear it cleanly. And this one is stolen away by Gage Brady, and he'll take it up the other way here for the Mustangs. He cuts inside, gets around one defender, passes it off, but it is stolen away that time by Akin, and Royals will take it the other way now. Trying to drive inside Akin right on that boundary line. They get him for a travel. And that ball will go back to the Mustangs. So the Mustangs have it, and He'll work it up the court. Oslin gives it off to Brady. Brady back to Oslin. Oslin takes it past the Mustang logo. Now to Hegernus. Gives it off to Brady. And Brady will call out a play. The shot there is no good. It's going to be rebounded here by Bryson Brzezinka for the Royals. He'll take it up the court now and gives it off to Ullman. Now back across the court to Aachen. Aachen gets up to the front of the perimeter. Its shot is up and no good. Oslin right there for the rebound for the Mustangs. And quickly up the other way comes Mora. He splits the defenders, trying to drive inside, gives it back out to Hegernus. Hegernus, he'll put up a little floater that goes off the front of the rim, no good, and rebounded that time by, again, Bryson Brzezinka. He'll give it off to Ullman. Ullman trying to get around Fix. Does a good job just to get a little bit of room to maneuver, and then gives it off to Aachen. Aachen going to drive inside. He puts up a floater that falls through for Aachen to make it 5-2. Brady to Hegernus, back to Brady. Brady trying to get it to the front court and now gives it off to Oslin. Oslin, top of the key, gives it to Brady. Brady going to drive inside, trying to get somewhere, but he gives it back top of the key to Oslin. Oslin going to drive outside, nearly had it stolen away, gives it off to Hegernus. Hegernus on the near side to Schwarzbauer. He puts it up and in for two. Schwarzbauer, a nifty move, and then the hand as well. Nice placement of the hand from Schwarzbauer to get that one up and in. I mean, he had to put his hand in a certain area to where he kind of made the defender think he had a chance at it, but also not allowing him to. And then we get a foul here on the other side on the shot from Aachen. Schwarzbauer going to be the guilty Mustang, his first, team's second, and I believe this is going to be a shooting foul, so Aachen will get to go to line to shoot two. 13:26 to go here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. That one is up and in. Embrace Orthodontics, custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lyncham, and Cambridge. EmbraceMN.com. 7-3 now is the score, and I believe I just heard Max Sampson's name. There he is. So Sampson is here. He is now in the game for the first time here this evening, and maybe they just want to get a look at a different lineup. That shot is no good from Aachen, so he only makes 1 of 2, and then it's rebounded by Brady. Brady and Sampson have a pretty good relationship. You can tell when they're out there that the offense flows at a different pace. And I'm not saying it's better, but it doesn't get any worse by any means. And now this ball is stolen away by Aachen from Sampson. That's just a good job there by him, and then putting it up and in for 2 is number 13. That is Ryan Van Nerden. I apologize. I'm trying to read it as I go. Sampson goes inside that time to Maddox Balmer for 2. 9-5. Working 9 to 5. So the Royals have it back the other way. Van Nerden takes it in, but it is stolen away. I believe that's Smart. Jonas Smart will get the steal. Gives it off on the far side here to Sampson. Sampson trying to free up some space. Fakes the 3, goes inside, and brings it down. Gives it off top of the key here to Brady. And we get a travel. Max Sampson really confused as to how he got called for a travel, as am I. And 15 also in the game, Ethan Albright. Also now in the game for the first time here for the Royals is number 21, Ben Boyd. That shot is up and no good by the Royals. Rebounded here by Max Sampson. And he'll take it the other way now for the Mustangs. Gives it off to Gage Brady with 11:40 to go here in the first half. Brady trying to drive inside and pulls it down. Gives it off to Jonas Smart, who goes inside to Hegernus. He loses it, and an NBA 3 from Smart is no good. Rebounded that time by Ethan Albright. Well, the Royals take it the other way. Aachen going to try and drive inside. That shot is blocked and stolen away by Max Sampson. The block there from Maddox Balmer, and the steal for Max Sampson. He'll take it up the court. Now gives it off to Brady for 3. That's just off the mark. Rebounded by Ryan Van Nerden. And here come the Royals the other way. Gives it off here to Albright. Albright gives it back outside to Boyd. Boyd trying to drive inside. They're going to bump. It's going to be Sampson and Boyd who kind of bump. Both of them are kind of holding some body parts, shoulders in fact, and they bumped kind of hard. They both are up. Now checking in for the first time for the Royals is Logan Pesta, wearing number 41. So the Royals will get it inbounded here to Aachen, and Aachen will start in the backcourt, and now he'll bring it up to the front court. Works on the near side on Sampson. He's going to drive inside, pass it back outside on the far side to Van Erden. Van Erden stops at the free throw line, gives it off to Boyd. Boyd to Aachen for three, and that's no good. And getting the rebound, though, is Ethan Albright. What a rebound grab for Albright. And he'll give it off now to Van Erden. Van Erden trying to drive inside. Looks for someone to get it off to. Finally does to Aachen. Aachen top of the key. Pauses there for a moment. Now drives inside. Gets a little bit of an arm there. And he'll look for a shot. An awkward shot is up and no good. James Oslin there for the rebound. And we get a foul here on Royalton. Aachen. His first foul. Team's second. Cal Ullman checks back into the game here for the Royals. And Brady will get the inbound here. He gives it off to Sampson. Now to Smart. Smart gets around one defender, gives it off to Sampson. Sampson now to Brady, top of the key. Brady gives it inside to Oslin. Oslin looks, he wants to give it off to someone. Now he does on the far side to Fix. Fix is going to drive inside, and he does such a good job with that. As the shot is no good. Ben Boyd with the rebound there for the Royals. But he does such a great job on that kind of shot where he gets it on the far side like that, and then he just, it's not so much a dead leg as it is just he knows the angles to use. That shot by the Royals, no good. Oslin with a tough pass inside to Dallas Fix. And my goodness, is he an airbender? Because that's the only way he could have got that pass in to Fix. I mean, my goodness, what a pass. Ullman gives it off now to Pesta. Pesta wanted to go back to Ullman, but he's guarded well by Sampson, and that ball gets just away, but Boyd right there to gather it back for the Royals. He gives it off now to Albright. Albright just inside the free throw line. His shot is up, and he gets the friendly roll. 11-7 is the score in favor of your Mustangs. Max Sampson has it in the front court for the Mustangs. And he waits. He's kind of just assessing the defense right now. Waiting. Now he's going to set something up. Instead, he drives inside. That shot is up off the backboard and in for two. His first points of the evening to make it 13-7 in favor of the Mustangs. With under 9 to go, we've passed that halfway point here in the first half. And now with it is Van Erden, but he traveled, so the ball will go back to the Mustangs with 8:40 to go here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, Dr. Sievers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at embracemn.com. So we get a timeout called here by the Mora Mustangs. Only this 30-second variety. So far, it's been an okay half, I think, if you're the Mustangs. You're not mad about where you're at, but you certainly know that you could be playing better right now. The Royalton defense has done a pretty good job of eliminating kind of the outside shots, and then doing a pretty good job of eliminating those outside shots, and then working back inside to try and hold off the inside shots that Mora loves to do, because that's one thing Mora loves to do. If they can't get those outside shots, they'll quickly pass it inside. And again, the passes, they do so well on them. One of the better passing teams in the area. They will make sure that they find a way to get that ball passed. Meanwhile, Oslin has it now in the front court, gives it off to Balmer, and then to Fix, who puts it up and in for two. And again, passing is the key on that one. Aachen gives it off now to Ullman. Ullman's going to circle the perimeter, but it's poked out and stolen away by Hegerness, and he'll take it to the basket, put it up and in for two. Beautiful steal there by Josh Hegerness to make it 17-7, and Hegerness just such finesse on that one. Made sure he didn't get too much contact. He just poked it out, took it the other way. It's Sick, I'm going to call him, or Pissick. I think it's Pissick is how he pronounced it. Meanwhile, the shot from him is no good. Out of bounds, last touch by the Mustangs. Gage Brady will check in for Sampson, and Smart is in for Balmer. 7:53 to go here in the first half. 17-7, your Mora Mustangs with the lead. Brady will get the inbound pass here from Hegerness. Hegerness pointing something out, and gets the pass from Brady. Gives it off now to Oslin. Oslin top of the key. He's singled up. Now trying to drive inside. And makes the defender miss. Gives it off here to Jonas Smart. Smart, he had Brady at the top of the key, but he didn't notice it until too late. And now Brady's going to work just outside the free throw line. The shot is up and no good. Ullman with the rebound for the Royals. And now gives it off to Akin. Akin looked for a screen, but Brady did a good job of getting around it. And travel call there on Akin, and he does not agree. And I kind of agree with him. It was pretty close, but good. I mean, I can give credit to these referees because they have a tough job, and sometimes it gets super clogged, and it's hard to see down there. So great job by these referees at the job that they do and making sure that they get the correct call. And, one of the things that I've seen in quite a few games actually this year is that the referees have come together and talked about kind of a call. And that is just, I love when they're able to do that, take the time to just kind of, hey, what did you see? Well, I saw this, what about you? Well, I saw this. And then they come together and decide on something before just one of them saying, hey, no, it's this way. They've done a great job of that this year. Every game that I've been at has been a great reffing crew. I may not agree with them all the time, but it doesn't matter if I agree or don't. It's what they call. It's what they stick with. So it doesn't matter what I say up here. It's what they call on the floor. And again, got to give them credit. They take time out of their busy schedules to volunteer and do this. And it's not a full-time gig. They certainly don't get paid a bunch for it. So we thank them. Of course, without them, we wouldn't have a game to do. Meanwhile, it is Oslin in the front court with it for the Mustangs. A nice job getting around two defenders. Now tries to go underneath the basket. Gives it to Dallas Fix. Up and in for two. The passing is just ridiculous by these Mora Mustangs. I mean, it is just so fluid. And there's no hesitation on the passes. When they need to pass, they pass, and it is so fluid. Talk about fluid. That shot from Ashton Brzezinka for three was fluid as well to make it 19-10. The other way for the Mustangs, it's Smart who gives off to Oslin. Oslin going to drive inside, and there's some traffic, but he just puts up a floater and a very smart move there by James Oslin, who realize, hey, there's three guys inside. Why don't I just take the shot from right here? The Royals have it. It's Ullman. Ullman works to the top of the key on the far side for Akin, and Akin for three. That's no good. Jonas Smart with the rebound for the Mustangs. Quickly up the court to Hegerness. Hegerness goes to Fix. I think that touched the netting on the pass, and Oslin works through a double team. The floater is up and good. James Oslin. A strong drive to the basket to work through a double team and got it to drop. 23-10 is the Mustang lead. Pissick gives it off on the far side to Ullman for three. That's going to, it goes through. Wow, I thought it was going to come up short, but it got a friendly roll to make it 23-13. Still in favor of your Mora Mustangs here on 95.5 FM KBK. Brady will now drive inside. His shot is up, no good. It's going to be out of bounds last touch by Brady as he tried to get his own rebound. 5:23 to go here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. 23-10, the Mustangs lead in the first half with 5:23 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Ullman gets the inbound. Shoresbauer is kind of left in the dust, but does a good job to get to the front court and not allow him anything open. And now this ball rolls out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Mustangs. Ashton Brzezinka, I don't know if he knew that ball was loose at first because it almost looked like he was just kind of giving up on it, and I know he's not. I know that a player would never do that, so I don't think he realized that nice spin move by Gage Brady the other way. The shot is no good, though, and rebounded by Balmer, who puts it back up and in for two. Again, I know that he would not give up on that ball, but it just looked like it. So it looked like he was so surprised or didn't even know that he lost it. The other way comes Van Erden. Van Erden lost his dribble, gives it off to Ullman. Ullman guarded by Schwarzbauer. Schwarzbauer does a good job there and gives it off on the far side to Brzezinka. Ashton Brzezinka. This one's stolen away by Gage Brady. The handles by Brady are just ridiculous. He's going to give it off now to Schwarzbauer, who puts it up and in for two. 27-13 with 4:34 to go here in the first half. And these Mustangs have found their rhythm as of late. Timeout called by the Royalton Royals, who trail by 14 now. They will have 3 left in this entire game. The Mustangs, I probably say this almost too often, but they got off to a little bit of a slow start in this one. But after that slow start, man, they are really picking up things here. And again, it is the passing that these Mustangs do that is just so good. It is so fluid, as I mentioned. When they pass, they don't hesitate. It's not like, maybe I should have, or maybe I can. It's, nope, he's open. Let's go. And, I mean, some of these passes here this evening have just been like missiles. I mean, Oslin has threw some of them where you would think, I don't even know how to describe it. He is putting some heat on these passes. And, I mean, he needs to, but the ability of these guys and their passes to get through and their ability to just kind of see things is just awesome. So the Royals will inbound. It is nearly stolen away by Schwarzbauer, but he's going to tap it out of bounds, and it will stay with Royalton Royals. Schwarzbauer does a great job there on defense and nearly got the steal, but it will hit out of bounds, and the Royals will try to inbound here. Guarded well. Schwarzbauer nearly with another one, but it gets through this time to Ullman. Now to Van Erden. Van Erden on the far side to Aken. Now to Van Erden. Van Erden steps for 3. It's just off the mark, but easy rebound that time for Albright. He gives it back out to Aken, and Aken now to Van Erden. Van Erden going to drive inside, trying to give it off that time to Albright. Albright keeps it alive, but it's stolen away by Jonas Smart. Quickly up the court goes Max Sampson, who puts it up and in for 2. 29-13, under 4 minutes to go. Aken takes it, gives it off to Ullman now. Ullman back to Aken. Aken trying to drive inside. Ooh, tough call there. That's going to go against Schwarzbauer. That's going to be his second, team's 4th. This is, that's something I haven't mentioned a lot in this first half, and I probably should, is the fact that it's been such a clean first half. We haven't had a ton of fouls. We've got 4 for Mora, 2 for Royalton, and just as I say that, Schwarzbauer grabs his 3rd. Mora's 5th, his 3rd, so Schwarzbauer will have to, unfortunately, come to the bench. Oslin and Fix check in for Smart and Schwarzbauer. But yeah, pretty clean first half to this game. Only now 7 fouls combined. That's really clean first half. Aken directing traffic before he gives it off now to Van Erden. Back to Aken, who stands at the M logo. Gives off far side to Ullman. Ullman, a little bit of a height mismatch on his guy that he's guarded by. That pass somehow gets through all the traffic to Albright, whose shot is up and no good. And the ball's still up for grabs. Brady almost got the steal, and oh my goodness. Aken crashes into the bench. And again, great sportsmanship. That's one thing we see with all these local teams is the sportsmanship, including Royalton. Royalton, they're not a local team, but they showed sportsmanship right there. Aken crashed into the bench area for Mora, and he crashed into one of the, I'm guessing, managers, and he just helped him back up. He made sure he was okay before getting back out the court. You just love to see that with these players. As competitive as a game can be, they take time just to make sure each other is okay and show the sportsmanship. Meanwhile, the other side, Brady goes up for a shot. He was bodied pretty well, and he hits the court pretty hard, but he gets up, man. He's ready to go to the free throw line. That's the 3rd for the Royals, the 1st on Van Erden. And Brady at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good to make it 30-13. 3:10 to go here in the first half. Brady makes them both. Those are, believe it or not, those are his first points of the game. Usually him and Sampson are the point scorers, but so far here tonight they've done a good job of kind of letting everyone else get in on the action. Akin for three on the far side. A great pass, but the shot is up, no good. Oh my goodness, they do get the rebound. I think that is Van Erden. His shot is up. Ullman took it to the basket. His shot was up and no good. Maddox Palmer gets his first foul, team sixth. And Ullman goes to the line to shoot two now for the Royals. I want to thank everyone who's watching here tonight on YouTube. I know Joe Lattimore has joined me a lot this year, and he was going to try and get out to this one as Ullman misses the shot. He's going to try and get out to this one, but he had a Zoom class that he had to do, and of course he's got a full-time job with also helping us do some games, so we want to thank him for all that he does, and thanks so much for tuning in tonight, Joe. Miss you out here, buddy. As that one is in and good. From Ullman, so he makes one of two, and it's 2:40 to go. Also, I love when Joe's out here with me because he gives me insight that a lot of times I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of rambling on, and he points me in the right direction and tells me exactly what's going on or why a call is this way or what the offense is exactly doing. So, again, thanks so much to Joe Lattimore. I've learned a lot from him, actually. So I appreciate him and, again, his ability to call games for us this season. Royals have it. Ullman 1 and 3, gives it off to Akin, who then passes it, but it's stolen away by Max Sampson, who takes it up the court and kind of slows things down a little bit. Tries to go inside, but his pass, I don't know if it was tipped or it was just kind of couldn't see through the traffic as Albright got the steal, and then going the other way, the Mustangs nearly come away with a steal again from Max Sampson. It hits head coach Kurt Gracek. He had to kind of duck out of the way there. He's okay, I promise. He's there. He's standing strong. Getting set to inbound is Ben Boyd here for the Royals. 2:02 to go. A lob inbound here to Akin. And Akin going to look to drive in. He gives it back to Boyd. Boyd on the far side to Ullman. Now going inside to Pesta. And Pesta, his shot is up, no good. Are we going to get a foul or a travel? Looks like a foul. That's on James Oslin. His first. Team seventh, so Pesta will go to line. I don't know if this was a shooting foul or if this is a 1-and-1 situation. We'll wait and see with 1:52 to go. It's a 1-and-1. But he makes the first to make it 33-15. And it's going to come up short. So he makes one of two, and Oslin is right there for the rebound. Brady up with it on the front court, now gives it off to Smart. Smart gives it off on the near side here to Max Sampson. Sampson stands at the elbow. He fakes the defender a couple times. The defender not biting. Good job. And, could have been a foul there. They're going to get the foul that time on Akin. Looked like it could have been a foul on the first bump, but they're going to get him on the second one. It was almost like they were kind of giving him one, saying, all right, that's your one. And then the second one, they said, okay, we have to call it that time. So the foul on Akin, his second, team's fourth. And the announcer's jinx on the fouls kind of come into play. We had a 6 before I started to mention, hey, it was a clean first half. Then now we've got 11. You'd think I'd learn by now. You'd think I would learn, but apparently not. Brady gets the inbound in the backcourt. He finds a lane to the basket, but it's closed up quickly. Gives off to Fix. Now to Max Sampson for three. That's through. Max Sampson for three to make it 36-15 with under a minute and a half to go. Ullman tries to drive inside. He gives it back out to Van Erden. Van Erden now gives it to Boyd. Boyd kind of goes around the perimeter. He has it poked out, stolen away by Max Sampson. And Gage Brady is fouled. Max Sampson, another steal. And Brady went up for two, but he did such a great job as he was underneath the basket. He waited for the defenders to jump, and then as they came down, he jumped up, got the foul, and he'll be at the line to shoot two. And I believe that one they're going to be calling it on Bryson Brzezinka, his first and the team's fifth. Brady is good on the first free throw. Make it 37-15. And he makes them both. Brady now with 4 points to help his team to a 38-15 lead in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Oh, nice job there by Van Erden bringing that one in. And it's stolen away again. Who else? Max Sampson takes it inside. His shot was kind of blocked, and then Went around the back for, I don't know if he lost it or tried to pass it off, but he gives it to Oslin. Now back to Sampson. They might try and dribble out the clock here, look for that last shot. Nope, they won't. Sampson gives it inside to Oslin. Just beautiful passing here by the Mustangs. I mean, it is just impressive at how well they pass the ball. Under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. It is a large lead for Mora, 40-15, as now Van Erden for three from Ullman. It's no good. Oslin with the rebound, and the Mustangs will get a chance at the last shot of the half. Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Your customized smile journey starts with the free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. The custom braces are Invisalign. Find out more at embracemn.com. The shot from Brady was up and no good. It was rebounded by Logan Pesta. And then the last second shot from the Royals is no good. And that will bring us to halftime. So halftime sees the Mustangs with a 40-15 lead here. And you heard me talk about it, kind of they got off to a little bit of a slow start. But then right after that, and that's kind of Mora's way. They kind of get off to that slow start, almost kind of like a boxing match. They kind of feel it out. See how this one's going to go. They kind of look for what you're swinging, kind of look at what you're bringing to the ring, and then when they kind of see what you bring, they kind of sit back and go, okay, we know what they've brought so far. Let's see what we can do to counter that. And then they just start to slowly pull away, slowly and methodically, and sooner than later, all of a sudden they've got a large lead, and that's kind of what happened here in this one. 40-15 is the score here in this first half. The Mustangs lead over the Royalton Royals here on Nice 95.5 FM, KBEK. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. We'll take a commercial break, and when we come back, I'll give you the keys to the second half for the Mora Mustangs, what I think they need to do to get the victory. You're listening to Boys Basketball on KBEK.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Ice Santee has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Ice Santee. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank & Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get-there. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear and Swanson today. Spear and Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK, Think Game Day Gilman, bringing the action from this game. We're at halftime where the Mustangs lead 40-15 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard over the Royalton Royals. Embrace Orthodontics, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you, and if you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options. They will find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. So again, the Mustangs lead 40-15, leading the way for the Royals in that first half was Cal Ullman. He had 4 points, 3 for Joseph Akin, 3 for Ashton Brzezinka, and 2 for Ryan Van Erden and Ethan Albright, and then a single point for Logan Pesta that he got from the free throw line. They had 5 team fouls there in the first half and 3 steals. On the other side, though, for the Mora Mustangs, leading the way was Dallas Fix, and not so quietly either, man. he made some really key big plays, and it was and we got to give credit too to James Oslin. James Oslin, I can't keep track of assists. That just seems to be too hard for me to do. But man, if he had, I would say he has about 10 assists so far this evening. So James Oslin has been a big, huge part of the reason why they're out to this 40-15 lead, because he has done a great job passing the ball to guys who are open and sometimes aren't open, but he passes them open, kind of like a great quarterback. You just get it to the guy, you force him open, and sometimes that's all you need to do. But Fix leads the way for the Mustangs with 13.7 for Max Sampson, 6 for James Oslin, 4 for Gage Brady, Maddox Balmer, and Cole Schwarzbauer, and then 2 for Josh Hegerness. They had 9 steals in that first half with 1 block and 7 team fouls. Just about set to start this second half of action here inside Mora High School, where again this, I believe, will be the last year that we play anything at the old high school. I believe their new high school, if I remember hearing correctly, will be ready and open in July of this year. Crazy to think that I remember when they first started construction over there, and man, oh man, great for them. Can't wait to see the finished product over there and see the new bleachers, see the new field, the turf field that they've got. In this area, there aren't many teams who have it. In fact, I don't think there are any. North Branch is the closest. Then you have to go way north up to a Duluth school, either Denfeld or a lot of the Duluth schools have them. Hermantown. I don't know if Hermantown does, now that I think about it. But then you have to go out west too, and there's nothing pretty much east, because Pine City is pretty much as far east as you can go. So Mora is going to be kind of the central hub for the playoffs in the football section, and probably even more because of that turf field. So happy for Mora that they have been able to not only build that new school that they much needed, but also get some of the new facilities, the new basketball gym, and also the new turf football field. That is just going to be so great for this program and this school. Meanwhile, we're beginning the second half here, and it's Akin who gives it off to Pissick, and taking it to the line is Akin, but no good. It's Jonas Smart with the rebound, and the other way comes Gage Brady, who quickly puts it up and in for 2 to make it 42-15. (42-15) is the score. Akin with it now for the Royals. Top of the key, trying to drive inside on Brady. He's guarded well. Looks for a screen, but Brady does a good job of getting off of it. Now he gives it off to Ullman. Ullman looking for a lane. It's poked away by Gage Brady, and just going to sit on it that time is Ashton Brzezinka to get the tie up. So jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Mustangs. Nice job there by Brzezinka to kind of just lay on it and not give Mora a free opportunity the other way. I mean, he had no one back there, so smart job there by Brzezinka just to lay on it and get the jump ball call. Mustangs do have it now. Max Sampson, top of the key. He wanted to go for 3, but instead steps inside at the free throw line. The shot is no good. It's taken in by Bryson Brzezinka. And now the other way comes Ullman. Ullman, nice handles, but he lost it. Could have got called for a double dribble, but does not. And the shot there from Ashton Brzezinka is no good. Akin, his shot is no good, and in fact, it might have been blocked. So the Mustangs have it. Smart has it. He gives it to Brady. Back over to Sampson, near side corner. Now to Oslin. Oslin directing traffic as he drifts just inside, gives it to Jonas Smart, who takes it to the basket and puts it up in for 2. James Oslin is just on another level with his intelligence of where and when to pass. And that one's going to be tipped out of bounds by Max Sampson. Akin was looking to go to Ullman, but Sampson got his paw up in on it and helps it to head out of bounds. And Royals will inbound it to Akin. Akin gives it off here to Brzezinka. Now to Ullman, and it's stolen away here by Gage Brady. Give him 3 on the evening in the steals department. As he gives it off to Max Sampson. Sampson goes inside to Fix. He just turns around, puts up a shot. Oh my goodness. friendly roll, or friendly bounce, I should say, for Dallas Fix as he gets 2 on that one. Do we get a timeout? Looks like we will. Timeout called here. I believe it's going to be by Royalton. Got to finish the word. The Royals call that timeout. They'll be left with 2 the remainder of the game. The Mustangs lead 46-15 as they have 4 timeouts left. And the Mustangs 12-1 on the year, looking to go 13-1. So far, so good, and on their way. But again, they have to finish this one. Not over yet. Mustangs, again, probably one of the favorites here in this section to not only make a deep playoff run, but try and push their ticket to state. Last year, so very close, but fell in the semifinal. Saw their season come to an end, and I was kind of wondering how this team would look after, because they had a bunch of seniors last year graduate, and I was kind of wondering, what is this team going to look like this year, and will it look any different? So far, not so. They have done a great job of just continuing off their success last year, and they've done a good job. Ullman on the far side from Akin for 3, and he gets that to fall for the Royals, and that'll make it 46-18. Gage Brady on the far side gives it to Max Sampson. Sampson now on the near side pass to Brady. Brady going to drive inside. Misses on his shot. It was knocked out of bounds out of his hand by the Royals, and Mora will get to inbound. 15-14 to go here in the second half. And Smart will look to inbound quickly to James Oslin, who puts it up and in for 2. James Oslin can get it done on both sides. Defense, passing, and shooting. Royals have it. It's a double team. Akin gets it. And now to Ashton Brzezinka. His shot is up and no good. The ball's up for grabs, but it's Bryson Brzezinka for the rebound. Akin now to Ashton Brzezinka, who's trying to drive inside. That ball's tipped, but it gets to Akin anyways. Akin looks to go inside. Now to Ashton Brzezinka again. He loses the ball and stolen away by James Oslin. Oslin drives inside. He just threw a shot at the basket, and it's no good. Rebounded there by Pissick. And I think, that was just a smart play there by Oslin. He just threw it off the backboard because he was double teamed. There was really nowhere he could go with it, so he just threw it off the backboard looking for, maybe a nice, kind bounce on it, but unfortunately didn't get it. Meanwhile, we do have a foul in the backcourt by Brady, so the Royals will get to inbound. It's Akin to Ullman, and that ball is tipped away, stolen by Oslin. James Oslin to Gage Brady, who puts it up and in for 2. 50-18 now the score. With 14 minutes to go, Ullman double teamed. He gives it off to Ashton Brzezinka all the way across court to Akin. That pass, that's a dangerous pass. It was tipped by Sampson, but gets to Akin. And now for 2 at the free throw line was no good, but Akin comes out of nowhere to get the rebound. And Fix will get the rebound this time. The shot initially from Pissick is no good, and quickly down the court from Fix to Brady, puts it up in for 2. You cannot hear me talk about the passing of Mora enough because, man, they do just a great job. Again, one of the better passing teams, I'd say, in the section, if not maybe the state. A 3 from Ullman, that's just off the mark, and Jonas Smart there with a rebound, and now we get a foul on the Royals. It'll be their team's first here of the second half. Brzezinska. Oh, that's interesting. Brzezinska. I've been saying Brzezinka, but it's Brzezinska. Oh, boy. Now I'm going to struggle with it all night. Either way, the Mora Mustangs have it. It's Brady who gives it off to Smart. Smart wants to go inside to Balmer, and nice job by Balmer to get around the defense. Nice pass as well. 54-18, now the lead for the Mustangs. Under 13 minutes and counting. This pass to Akin, and Akin Now to Van Erden. Van Erden to Pesta. Pesta has it stolen away by Maddox Balmer. And here come the Mustangs the other way. Smart stops at the top of the key. Gives it off to Brady on the far side elbow. Brady's going to pull up from three. It's good. Gage Brady for three, 57-18 now. The Mustang lead. 12.5 to go here in the second half. Van Erden has it on the near side on the pass from Akin. Akin wants the ball back and claps for it. Gets it back from Van Erden. Now back to Van Erden from Akin. Van Erden for three. That's no good. Jonas Smart, an easy rebound. Down the court, he looked for Hagerness, and that's just a little too much mustard on that one from Smart. He found Hagerness, and Hagerness had a wide open shot if he wanted it, but the pass from Smart just a little too much on it, and it will go back to the Royals. And head coach Grachek, he doesn't freak out, he doesn't yell or nothing like that on that one. He just says, hey, just get a little bit more on it. This three from Van Erden is good to make it 57-21. And now the pass intended for the Mustangs is just out of the reach again for Hagerness, and it will go out of bounds, and the Royals will get to inbound. It's Akin to Van Erden again. He goes inside to Pesta, now back out to Akin, and now on the far side for Boyd. That's good from three. Oh, Boyd. Or should I say, oh, Boyd. I know, it's terrible. I'm sorry. 57-24. And, they're going to get Brady on the charge there. Give me his third, team second. Dallas Fix will check in, as well James Oslin. And Mark Perry will check into the game as well. Now, if you're the Royals, I would stay looking at that three-point shot right now because it's been falling these last couple, and heck, if you want to get back into this one, you're down by 33. Might as well just keep shooting three. You just need 11 threes. That's all you need, 11 threes. And to hold more to nothing. That should be a tough task. Here comes Akin, though. He's going to try and make a difference, but that ball is going to go out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say it was tipped by Mora. Again, they do a really good job of just keeping an eye on who touches it. They have a tough job. I'm glad I don't have it. That would be, I would, probably be fired after my first game. Just because I would have a hard time of knowing what to call. And, is that or that? It's so close. Kick ball there by Oslin, and Van Erden looked for Boyd on the far side, and Oslin, and that's a smart play there by Oslin. He just stuck his foot out. He kicked it, so it's a kick ball, but this at least sets Royals up for an inbound again, and again, you never know what can happen on those inbounds. A lot of crazy stuff can happen. A lot of crazy stuff can happen in a game, period, but Oslin will try to kick it again, but this pass gets to Van Erden from Akin, and now he goes all the way across court to Akin again. Fakes the three, trying to work on that perimeter, but he's guarded well. Now he's double-teamed. Perry guarding Akin. Now he gets around Perry, drives inside, trying to give it to Albright, and that pass, oh my goodness, I don't know how Boyd came down with it, but he'll give it off now to Akin on the far side on the elbow. Back in the far side corner for Boyd for three. Oh, that almost fell, but Dallas Fix able to float for that rebound, and then they call a jump ball. And I believe the possession arrow favors the Royals. I thought they were going to call a foul on the Royals there on the rebound because Fix had it, and it looked like they bumped a little bit too much, but not so. And now Van Erden for three. That rolls off, and Albright will get the rebound there for the Royals. Now to Pesta, now to Akin on the far side. Akin go inside to Pesta. He spins, puts up a shot. It's no good. That's Albright with the rebound again. Now we get a foul on Mora. We're going to get this one on Balmer. His second, team's third. The Royals will get to inbound. 10:18 to go in the second half. This is inbound here to Boyd. Boyd now to Akin. Back to Boyd. Boyd on the far side for Van Erden. Van Erden thought about three, gives it back to Boyd. Now in the near side corner for Akin. Akin going to drive. His shot is up, no good. But an easy rebound and two there for Logan Pesta. If you're the Royals, you're I want to say you're okay with that long offensive possession, but at the same time you're not because you know you need to score a lot in less than 10 minutes. Meanwhile, Oslin gives off on the far side to Fix. Fix is going to drive inside. His shot off the glass is no good. Ball still up for grabs, and oh my goodness, Perry with just a great Hustle play to get that one to Oslin. He dove to the ball, tipped it to Oslin. Perry inside, puts it up. Oh, unkind roll, and then it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, you're going to say last touch by Mora. I think Akin was the last one to touch that. Either way, it will go to the Royaltons. Looks like we're going to get full 5? No, 4. Hegerness, Fix, Balmer, and Perry will check out. In for them is Brady, Shoresbauer, Smart, and I think that's 31 over there on the far side. It is. That is Jack Lind, and Shoresbauer takes it to the basket, up and in for 2. Plus the and 1. So Jack Lind is number 31 who checked into the game for Mora. And Shoresbauer not only got the steal, but also the 2. And I'll look for the 3-point play. No good. So we'll stay at 2, 59-26. At the halfway point here in the second. It's Van Erden. Circles the perimeter and over and back. The pass to Albright kind of went off of his shin a little bit, so it pushed it all the way back into the Royals backcourt. And yeah, but that's an over and back as it wasn't touched by Mora. So Mustangs will create a turnover, and Gage Brady will start with it off the inbound from Smart. Brady on that far side. There's a little wiggle there to the defender. Now gives it off to Lind. Now to Smart. Smart back to Brady on the far side elbow. Brady will give it to Lind again. Lind gives it off to Brady once again. Brady going to drive inside. Blocked. Very good block there by Albright. And now it's Ullman who struggled to get to the front court, finally does as he passes it off there to Boyd. Now back to Ullman. Stands at the M logo. Tries to drive inside. His shot is blocked off of Brady, but Ullman touched it last. And it will go out of bounds, and the Mustangs will get it back with 8:15 to go. 59-26 is the lead. Now, I don't remember if it's 30 or 35 points after 8 minutes that we see the clock start to run and not stop. But Gage Brady, nice move, and he was fouled hard. And he's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Going to be the third team foul here on the Royals. And the Pesta, his first. Brady at the line to shoot 2. It's good. On the first, 60-26. Mark Perry checks in for James Oslin. And Brady makes them both. 61-26 is the score for the Mora Mustangs, who lead with now under 8 to go. Ullman has it. He's guarded by Brady. He gives it off to Boyd. Boyd looking to drive inside, nearly stolen away by Shoresbauer, but they're going to get Shoresbauer for a foul, and that's unfortunate because I believe that'll be his 4th. And it will be. It'll be his 4th and the team's 4th. Oh, actually, instead, they're going to give it to Jack Lind. Interesting. Back and checks into the game. He gets the inbound. Mackin trying to drive in. Now gives off to Ullman. Ullman back to Bryson Brzezinska. Now to Akin. Akin on the near side elbow. Trying to find something. Gives it off to Brzezinska on the far side for 3. That's good. And that's Ashton Brzezinska for 3. Make it 61-29. Gage Brady has it. He'll give it off to Shoresbauer, who gives it to Perry. Now to Lind, and a little bit of a lackadaisical pass to Akin, who gets the steal, puts it up, and in for 2. A pass, just not enough on it there as it's stolen away, and you can bet that mistake won't happen again as Jack Lind gets the tip ball and gives it off to Brady on the far side. Brady gives it back to Perry. Perry, who gives it to Shoresbauer on the far side. Shoresbauer underneath. Beautiful job by Cole Schwarzbauer to make it 63-31. I mean, just the speed on that one. And then coming the other way, Jackson Pissick. 63-33. With 6 minutes to go. Brady almost lost it. Maybe could have been a foul on Akin, but they don't call it. Jonas Smart will go to Schwarzbauer, who puts up a shot. Nice shot from Cole Schwarzbauer to get that one to fall 65-33. I mean, the other way is Akin. To Brzezinska. Now to the other Brzezinska. That's Bryson Brzezinska with a shot. No good. Gage Brady with the rebound. And I think we're going to get a substitution timeout. We will. Looks like Fix, Hegerness, Oslin, and Ballmer, will check into the game. The only one staying out there is Schwarzbauer. Doesn't look like we get any substitution here for the Royals. Hegerness will get set to inbound, and he does to Schwarzbauer. 5.5 minutes to go here in the second half, and Schwarzbauer gives it to Fix. Now to Hegerness. Hegerness at the free throw line, passes back to James Oslin. Oslin, top of the key. Looking to drive inside. He will. He stops, spins, puts it up off the backboard. Nice job there from Oslin to get that one to fall. He got the kind bounce as well, 67-33. Akin, oh my goodness, just comes back the other way and puts it in for two. Makes it 67-35, but quickly the other way come the Mustangs. To Schwarzbauer, to Oslin, now on the far side corner for Dallas Fix. That's going to be off the top of the backboard as that is out of bounds. So go back to the Royals. Looks like they will get a full 5, yes, but checking in for the first time here tonight for them is going to be number 33. That's Braden Hansen. Number 33. He checks in for the first time here this evening. Van Erden, he'll give it off to Hansen. And Hansen has that one stolen away. Dallas Fix to Oslin for the dunk! James Oslin slammed it home. Schwarzbauer's going to get his fourth, and James Oslin with the dunk. 69-35. Schwarzbauer will check out. In for him is going to be Mark Perry. James Oslin, he got that breakaway opportunity and said, you know what, let me go get this one. Shot is up and no good that time from Van Erden. He gets his own rebound, though. And now to Boyd for two. He was fouled on his way up. We'll look for the three-point play. 37-69, the Mustangs lead. Oh boy, a whole 5 here for the Royals, or whole 4, because you got Boyd who will have to shoot to 1. All the JV players checking in as we are past 3.5 minutes and counting. Mustangs lead 69-37. But again, Boyd at the line to possibly get the three-point play. Unkind roll. He'll only get 2 out of it and rebounded there by Ballmer. Coming the other way are the Mustangs. It's Dallas Fix. He looks to drive inside, and I don't think they'll look to score too many more points as he gives it off to Jack Lind. I think they'll just probably dribble as much of this clock out as they can. Well, who am I to say? It's Hegerness for 2. 71-37. And coming the other way is one of the JV players, Kyle Swenson, who gives it off to Boyd. And not sure who it was to, but it got to Reed Wanhalla. And now to Jake Albright. Jake Albright, Wanhalla gets the pass that goes a little bit errant, but he brings it in and now gives it off. On the far side there to Kyle Swenson. Swenson now to Wanhalla. Wanhalla looks to drive inside. Spin move. He was tied up for a moment. He looks towards the basket. Oh, and Ballmer, he had his hand up coming down, and just as Wanhalla spun, he got his hand down on him, and that's going to be a foul. Checking in for Ben Boyd is going to be Nick Block. 2:05 to go and counting, and Ballmer again got the foul. It's his 3rd and the team's 7th. Fix will check out. Schwarzbauer back in, as well as number 33, that is Owenland. The 1-1 is up and good from Reed Wanhalla. Make it 38-71. And also checking in is Jonah Schneider for Kyle Swinson. Just trying to rotate in guys in and out for valuable varsity minutes as Reed Wanhalla blanks them both. Nice job. So 71-39 is the score. We've got under a minute and a half now and counting. And the Mustangs will take it up the court. It is pretty much all JV players. Looks like they might get Schwarzbauer out, as well as Hegerness. 11, 25, and 41. That's going to be Dylan Benson, Isaiah Aarons, and I do not have 41 on the roster. Oh, no. So the Royals have it now as we're under a minute to go. With the ball now is Jake Albright, who gives it off here for three to, that's, I believe, 33. That's Braden Hansen, excuse me. Makes it 42-71. Mustangs with still a large lead. Mark Perry has it, drifts to the far side, and he'll bounce pass to, it got tipped by the Royalton defender. It hits the ref. Looks like we're going to stop time just for a moment to inbound, I guess. I don't know. Looks like they'll get one more substitution. So that should be it. 17 seconds to go, and clock is rolling. Under 15. As this pass is stolen away by the Royals, so they'll try and get one more. Shot is up and in for two from Aaron Kloss, and that will be it. 71-44 is going to be the final. 71-44, your final, with the Mustangs getting a huge victory here this evening in the section over the Royalton Royals. 71-44. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, I'll recap this game, let you know what's coming up for the Mora Mustangs boys basketball team, as well as our broadcast schedule. Of course, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. You're listening to boys basketball on 95.5 FM KBEK.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getThere. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings, with expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Ice Santee has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Ice Santee. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Ethan Game Day Gilman back here on 95.5 FM KBEK. I want to thank you all for tuning in here, whether you were listening on the radio or watched it on our YouTube. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you did watch it on our YouTube, just want to let you know, hey, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube. That way you get notified anytime that we go live with a local game. So like and subscribe to our YouTube. This is WCMP Sports 5 YouTube page, so make sure you subscribe. Just hit that red subscribe button, and that way you'll get notified anytime that we go live with a local sporting event. But now we go to the recap of this game as the Mustangs get the victory over the Royalton Royals here tonight, 71-44, leading the way for the Royals. We had two of them with 7 points. That's Cal Ullman and Joseph Akin. Then we had Ashton Brzezinska with 6, 5 for Ryan Van Erden and Ben Boyd, and then 3 for Logan Pesta, and 2 for Ethan Albright and Joseph Sick, or I forgot how they pronounce it. I don't want to continue to botch it. 4 total steals and 7 total team fouls with 1 block on the docket for them. And they also had, they did have a couple JV players who scored. Aaron Kloss and Reed Wanhalla scored 2, and then Braden Hansen scored a 3 in that game for them. So right at the end, they were able to get those guys in there for some valuable varsity minutes and get those points on the board, and I always think that's awesome for the JV players, especially to be able to get in there. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, the Mustangs leading the way for them was Dallas Fix with 15 points. 13 for Gage Brady, 12 for James Oslin and Cole Schwarzbauer. And then it was 7 for Max Sampson, 6 for Maddox Balmer, 4 for Josh Hagerness, and 2 for Jonah Smart. They had 15 steals in this game, 9 in the first half, 6 in the second half. 2 total blocks, 1 from Brady and 1 from Balmer. They also had 13 total team fouls, 7 in the first half and 6 here in the second half, and they win 71-44. Again, take these stats with a little grain of salt because these are not official stats. These are just my stats doing the best that I can do. So the Mustangs get the 71-44 victory over the Royalton Royals. Here at home, they move to 13-1 on the season, continue to have that nice win mark in the section, I believe. Now they're 5-1 in the section. That lone loss to Albany, so It's going to be a fun finish to the season here in the conference because Albany has beat Mora once, and they'll meet up again towards the end of the season in Albany. And if the Mora Mustangs want a chance, they'll have to go over there and win that game to have a chance. Again, we've got a full season ahead of us, well, about half season, but still got that ahead of us. And the Mustangs, if they want to get this conference again, they'll have to go into enemy territory, into Albany, and defeat the Huskies on the road for a chance at that conference title. Right now, it looks like they'll probably share the conference title because I don't know if Albany's going to lose in the conference right now. Both of these teams so very good in this season, and it would be tough if either one of these teams lost in the conference because that would more than likely give the other team the title. It's going to be a fun race to the end of the season either way, but as we look at the rest of the schedule here for the Mora Mustangs, as again, coming up on the middle of January, end of January now, as we move into February, and that's when things kind of wrap up at the end of February. But looking to the rest of this week for them, they will host Zimmerman on Thursday, and then that'll be the last game of the week for them. So today and Thursday, they'll host Zimmerman, and then next week, next Tuesday, they will host St. Cloud Cathedral, and that should be a fun one. That should be a good one. St. Cloud Cathedral, always a team to be talking about at the top of the section, and they will be again this year. I think, if I remember correctly, that they are the third-ranked team, third or fourth. And then after that, it is the all-important one, as after Zimmerman on Thursday and St. Cloud Cathedral next Tuesday, it is next Friday, February 3rd, in which they will go to Albany to play against the Huskies, and that will be a very important one there for the Mora Mustangs, again, because they need to win that one if they want a shot at the conference title, because, again, them and Albany are tied kind of right now at the top of the, or not tied, I should say. Albany has the lead because they haven't lost in the conference yet, but they are neck and neck right now, so it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out because, again, it will matter at the end. So, again, Mora is 5-1 in these or 4-1. Wow, 4-1 in the section. Excuse me, 4-1 in the section. They remain 4-1 in the conference. And looking at our broadcast schedule coming up here for the rest of this week on 95.5 FM. Tomorrow night we'll have Bram boys basketball as they host Pine City right here on 95.5. Then on Thursday we'll have the Mora boys game as they host Zimmerman. And on Friday, we'll have more basketball here on 95.5 from Mora, as we'll see Mora, the Mora girls team, host Little Falls. So that's what's coming up here on KBEK. You can find the broadcast schedule on our website. Just go to kbek.com, go to the sports tab, just kind of hover over it, and click on broadcast schedule, and you'll see what's coming up the rest of this week, as well as the YouTube links for all of the games that you want to click on, not just for KBK, but also WCMP. So once again, the final here, the Mustangs 71, the Royals 44. The Mustangs look very good, and I can't wait to see what this team looks like at the end of the year again, as well as we get into playoffs. Again, end of February, kind of beginning of March is when everything comes to an end, and we talk about the section playoffs and who's going to be making it to state and who won't, and I'm so very excited to see what that will hold. So the Mora Mustangs get the victory 71-44 over Royalton, and they will look to Thursday as they host Zimmerman. I want to thank all of you who tuned in here tonight, whether you were listening on the radio on Nice 95.5 FM or watched the YouTube via our website, kbk.com. If you were watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube page. That way you know when you get notified anytime that we go live with a local sporting event. So be sure to click that red subscribe button. That way you're notified anytime we go live with a local sporting event. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to come out here and bring you this game. So thank you so much to all of our fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast. We can't thank them enough. I mean, we seriously can't. There is not enough thanks that we can give to these sponsors who continue to sponsor these broadcasts throughout the year in and year out. We thank you so much for continuing to show your support for not only our radio station, but also to the local high schools and athletes, because I know I am able to talk with a few parents, and I know parents come up to me and say, hey, we watched from this place, back then, or, my daughter or my son is watching from here to watch their brother or their sister play, and it's very cool to see that. So, again, we appreciate the fine sponsors for continuing to broadcast and being able to help us bring these games to our local people who are watching maybe from afar, or maybe they're just at home watching because they can't make it out that evening. So thank you so much to all of our fine sponsors. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could make their day. The final once again here on KBEK, the Mustangs 71, The Royalton Royals 44. For Nice 95.5 FM, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Enjoy the rest of your night.